So you want to play the guitar like Josh Smith? Well, who doesn't? First of all, congratulations on your exquisite taste. For my money, there isn't a guitar player walking the earth who's got a more powerful combination of chops, of creativity, of a vocabulary that's come from a passion for a wide variety of musical genres and which is brought proudly to a blues setting. And so while this makes Josh a completely admirable player, just one of my favorites, I recognize that the prospect of studying his playing can also be really intimidating. It seems like a daunting task. And I've got good news for you, which is that Josh probably unknowingly has put on the internet a vein of gold to understand his musical ideas, and we can mine it. Let me explain. Over on Josh's channel, he runs a series of interviews, which are called Live at Flat 5. And just as a side note, those interviews are so great. It's just hours and hours of wisdom and anecdotes about the guitar and playing and stories from the road from many of the best players alive today. I really, really recommend you spend some time just listening to Josh chat with other great guitar players. There's a lot to be learned from that. But anyway, so as a part of that interview series, he asked a set of 10 questions. And one of the questions is, do you have a musical soundtrack that runs through your head all the time, even when the guitar isn't in your hand? And Josh always caveats something from his own life. Have a listen for yourself.
What key or style or song do you hear in your head all day? Like, do you have a narration? When I'm walking around, when I'm cooking, even when I'm talking to you, I'm normally hearing a shuffle in my head, and I'm hearing something swing, and I'm hearing somebody go, I can't help it. I've got this improv that's going in my head 24 hours a day. So for me, I'm hearing that Charlie Parker solo, even if it's stuff I can't play, I hear it literally 24 hours a day. When I'm cooking eggs, I'm hearing like it never goes away. So I told you I hear a shuffle. I mostly hear like a swing. It's not just a shuffle, but it's a swinging improv. I hear some sort of Charlie Parker-ish improv running through my head. Because for me, I have a recurring theme. I've got a shuffle that just lives there, normally in B flat. And I'm always blowing over the top of it. I'm always hearing and a lot of times I have to finish the thought before I can move on and continue to function.
All right, so what did we learn there? We've got Josh Smith, who is widely considered one of the most verbose people on the instrument. He never runs out of anything to say. And he's more or less telling us that. He's saying that there's a constant stream of musical ideas in his head. It's always in a swing improv format, and then he throws in the fact that it's in the key of B flat usually. So wouldn't it be great if we could just hear Josh play unfiltered in a B flat swing? Well, he's got another video up called something like Building Stamina in Your Solos, and it's not one of his more watched videos. The video is about not running out of ideas. And he just sits there and he plays through like 10 or 15 choruses of this B-flat blues shuffle swinging thing. And that's our vein of gold. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to break down every chorus of that improv by Josh. We're going to see what he's playing. We're going to understand it harmonically. And we're going to do it one chorus at a time, one video per chorus. And we are going to mine the vein of gold that Josh Smith has given us. And we're going to start today with chorus number 1, which is what I played at the top of this video. But why don't we have Josh play it for us right now. All right, you know what I love about listening to Josh play that is we know all about his harmonic ingenuity, his phrasing, his chops. But when I listen to him play just that first chorus, I can hear the snare on 2 and 4, just a testament to his sense of rhythm and timing and feel. It feels really good. I'm going to play that for you a little bit more slowly. Let's start getting into it. What's he doing? Well, he plays this little pickup. So even before the first downbeat of the first bar, we get, and then, so he's telling us something with that note choice though. So we're in this first position at the 6th fret, B flat world. But are we going to be in B flat minor pentatonic, sort of the default state of mind for many a guitar player? Well, he's playing this is a major 6 right here, which is not a part of the minor pentatonic, and then he's bending this minor 3rd, which is part of the minor pentatonic, but this is really the note he's going for, which is the major 3rd. To make the point that I'm trying to make, let's play the whole first phrase of this chorus. So pentatonic means 5 notes. Well, let's look at what Josh is playing here just in his first phrase. He's got the root, plays this note. He's got the minor 3rd, the major 3rd, the perfect 4th, the flat 5th, the perfect 5th, the major 6th, the minor 7th, the octave, and he also hits this major 9th. So I don't even know how many tones that was, but it was a lot more than 5. And the point is that if you're going to study these modern blues guys like Josh, like Robin Ford, like Matt Schofield, that phrase is a lot more representative of what home base in the blues is for this style of blues playing, I think. All right, so let's look at more what he does there. So he plays this little 6/8, 6/9 bend up here, and then he goes. So little hammer pull off on the E string, walk down 6/9 on the B string, back up and down. And then we're going to do the blue note thing. All right, so get that under your fingers. Ending on this B here, that's not really the end of the phrase. It starts getting spicier. He slides up into this major 3rd on the 7th fret, which is a D. Half note up. Then he just rolls this ring finger right to that major 6 again. So many major tonalities just in this phrase. And then he walks right back down the B flat major triad. All of that together. Really nice, and we're still on the 1 chord underneath. To get to the 4 chord, because we're getting ready to change, he comes down to the 6th, the octave, and just trill right here, and then plays another one, starting with the E flat with his middle finger on the A string. So kind of, and then walks it up. Sort of B flat major pentatonic shape, 5, 8, 5, 8, flat as the 4 chord is hitting. So, and then he punches this dominant 7 shape. Here's the root on the E flat, and plays just a little blues lick. That's just your classic first position pentatonic. And then this little double stop thing. So you've got 8th fret on the G string and the B string. And then he hits the 8th fret on the D string. And all of that is an E flat major chord. And then this B flat major double stop kind of thing. Then he hits this F, 8th fret on the A string, walking up the B flat major pentatonic. And then this is really neat that I like, is he's going to hit the major 3rd of the 1 chord and walk it up to the 3rd of the 4 chord. All right, and that's leading us nicely into the 5 chord, which is about to land, and where he plays probably the most ear-catching phrase of that chorus. He's going to slide up to the 10th fret on the D string, which is a C, which is important. And it's also the root of the 2 chord in the key, which is a C minor 7. And that's exactly what he outlines. He just plays this little shape, because what he's going to come into here, I'll play the whole little lick. That's what he plays. This right here, he's playing a 2-5 instead of just the 5 at the turnaround. So here's your, that's just a C minor 7 arpeggio, walking it up to this note, which is an A, which is the 3rd of the actual 5. And then that's leading beautifully back into the 1, so he's going to bring us home. So that next lick is, you can think about this as being in the 2nd box of the 2nd position of that B flat land. Right? So he's starting by doing this little trill in that position and then reaching up to grab the F. So he's sneaking into the 3rd position, the BB box up here, but only for a second. This is, I think, the slickest part of the entire solo almost. He comes back down to this minor 3rd and pulls it up to the major 3rd. Then back down the box, just. And then he's just going to walk back down through the B flat major pentatonic, through a B flat triad, and hit the F to signal the 5 chord, and turn it back around into the next chorus. Right? That's your B flat major triad. So let's hear it one more time. Walking it down, triad, 5th, and then he just stabs the 5 chord. All right, so That's the first chorus of Josh just blowing uninhibited over the B flat swing shuffle that is evidently the soundtrack inside of his head. We're going to be using this as a way to mine his vocabulary moving forward. I hope this was helpful. I would be remiss not to mention that if you really wanted to study Josh's playing, he has True Fire courses. That's a great way to support guitar players, blues musicians. They have a reputation for playing well. I would go over to Josh's site and click on the links that he has there to buy the True Fire courses. I believe that actually puts a little bit of extra money in the musician's pocket. But yeah, hope to see you back next time for the second chorus of the Josh Smith goldmine of ideas.